crafting journey here. Yes, I've been diamond painting. I'm going to turn the light pad off for now. Okay, yes, let's get some of this stuff out of here. You know, I got my spell book. Yeah, it's got drills in it. So we'll get this off the table. Got my coffee and my little Halloween skeleton guy. Yes, I don't know if you can see him. There he is. He's going, yay, it's Tuesday. I have to say before I forget, happy birthday to Nana of 7 Crafts. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Nana. Happy birthday to you. Nana, where have you been? I haven't seen you in like a week. Where are you? Love you, girl. It's Nana's birthday. It's Nana's birthday. It's Nana's birthday. Okay, enough about that. Enough about that. So we wished Nana a happy birthday. Today is National Pumpkin Day. Pumpkin. I bet you didn't know that there was a Pumpkin Day. You thought it was just Halloween or Thanksgiving. No. October 26th is National Pumpkin Day. Okay, what's this day in history? Don't know. I forgot. We'll write it down later. Anyway, paid all the bills yesterday. Everything's paid. I can drive that car for another month before they take it away from me. Yep. Just kidding. I spilled a cup of hot coffee in it yesterday. I got to go clean it out. Yeah, it's a mess. But I have friend mail. Woo! From a subscriber. Thank you. Now, I suspect I know what's in here. And if it's what I think it is, I'll tell you a little bit about a little project I have coming up. So let's just cut it open and see. Put this in the garbage. Oh, so cute. All right, here's, oh, this is sweet. This is really sweet. They're little diamond painting keychains. Look, this is a Russian egg doll. Love me some Russian egg dolls. The nesting dolls, love the nesting dolls. And a little owl. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to use these as ornaments on a Christmas tree. I'm going to put a Christmas tree, like a little 4-footer in here. Maybe, I don't know where. Somewhere around in here. I'm going to put a Christmas tree. I don't know where. We'll figure that out later. And I would love if you guys would help me celebrate Christmas this year by sending me a handmade ornament to put on the Christmas tree. That way I'm surrounded by my subscribers at Christmas. And it's fun to show off your talent, your work, and put it on the tree. So we have a nesting egg doll. Oh, she's so pretty. She's turquoise and yellow. These are so fun to do, these special gem projects. And an owl. He's purple and green and yellow. Ooh. I think some of the diamonds fell off. It's not a big deal. I can put them back on. I have some. And there's a note. She's sending me 2 ornaments to use on the tree. Aww. Hugs to the kitties and the dogs. You know what I did this morning? Ooh. I don't know if you saw yesterday's episode. Tootsie loves sweaters. Loves them. When I get those sweaters out, she's like, oh, sweater. She loves to wear her sweaters. She's been wearing them since she was a baby. Yeah, my fault. I dressed her up. So I ordered her some new sweaters yesterday, and I ordered one for Duncan as well. I don't know if Duncan's going to wear a sweater. We'll find out. But good old Chewy.com, because thank you very much, Karen. I do appreciate it. If you need my address, guys, to send an ornament, just direct message me on Facebook Messenger. Rebecca Schilling, Schilling, the real pretty girl that's like modeling in the pose, that weighs a lot less than I do now. That's me. Okay, yeah. Send me a message and I will give you my address. Okay. All right, we did the journal. We did. Okay, it's Pumpkin Day. Ah, I have something to show you. So a couple of years ago, I did this diamond painting. It is Diamond Art Club. Pumpkins. I don't think they still sell it, but it's beautiful. It's round, and what a better day to get it out. It was over there in the corner because I don't have it out year round, but it's time to get this beauty out. Isn't it beautiful? It sparkles. Yes, we're going to get this thing out. I don't know where we're going to put it. I have no idea, but yeah, National Pumpkin Day. This is the time of year where we want all things pumpkin. Pumpkin donuts, pumpkin coffee. In fact, I'm going to digress here for a second. Don't forget to hit the like button, because the like button loves pumpkin. But, you know, pumpkin is a squash. So instead of a pumpkin, give them a little bit of yellow squash instead and tell them it's a pumpkin. So really, in the U.S. right now, white pumpkins are very, very popular. I think there's one in this picture. Yeah, like these here. These are super popular right now in the U.S. But they can go up to, like, world records are like 2,000 plus pounds on these beauties. But I didn't know they were a squash. Did you know they were a squash? Who knew? I just love this painting. This one was fun to do as well. You know, it was a quick little project, and it's just the colors blend so well. I really doubt that they still sell it. So we'll just put that aside, and my table's going to collapse if I put anything else on it over here. Oh my word. And my favorite, of course, is pumpkin pie. Now, pumpkin seeds date back to like 5,000, no, anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 BC. So Christ may have eaten a pumpkin. Yeah, or two. He thought, hey, let's have some yellow squash for dinner, and out comes a pumpkin. Yep. I have no idea. But it's been a thing for a long time, pumpkins. You know, I'm trying to think if I've ever like done a pumpkin carving. I'm sure I must have somewhere along the line. It's just not something I do every year. Because, you know, they sit on the porch and then they rot, and it's disgusting. So they only look good for a couple of days. Gargantuan gourd. That's another name for a pumpkin, a gourd. Who knew? Packed with vitamin C. You know what else is good with pumpkin? Is great for your animals, dogs, cats. It helps their digestion. My dog food, I always get it with the pumpkin in it, just to help settle their stomach a little bit. I don't know if the cat food has pumpkin. They're still on kitten food. So I doubt it. But, you know, later on I may add it to their diet. Stitch loves to eat dog food. When I get the canned food out, it's not canned food, it's Beneful. It's not in a can, it's in a plastic container. But I mix it with the dry food. I always save a spoonful for Stitch because he just loves it. Nothing that will hurt him, you know. It's pretty. I get like the all natural stuff. No heavy, you know, grains and stuff like that, because that's terrible for their digestion. Corn. Oh my God, take the corn out of the dog food. I think they pretty much have, because like poor little Jake, he was allergic to it. He really was. Crafting and crime daily. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. now Tootsie wants in. Okay. So I turn on my iPad this morning and it's like Nicholas Cruz hearing. So I go to the Nicholas Cruz hearing. I'm like, what now? I know that he's scheduled for the penalty phase of the trial in January, where the jury decides whether he gets the death penalty or not. So we're waiting. Nobody knows. We're all in the chat going, what's this about? What now? And somebody commented that he's pleading guilty to getting dressed in the dark. Where in the God's name did he get the sweater vest that he wore? Which is precisely what I said. They don't even sell sweater vests anymore. Somebody had to have gotten that out of the closet. That's what he wore during the hearing last week. Anyway, now he's in a jumpsuit this morning. But in any case, it was a status conference just to discuss what motions are still pending before the next phase in January. You know, what has been agreed to. It's just busy work. So gets him out of the jail for the day and he gets to sit in the courtroom. I don't know why he needs to even be there for that. He probably doesn't. In any case, let's talk about Donald Hartung trial day 2. And I'm going to do this for you guys. I usually do this for all the trials. And I don't know if I've said it lately, but I do playlist the trials. So like Donald Hartung, if you miss an episode, look in the playlist for Donald Hartung. I will create a Donald Hartung playlist, put everything related to that in there in case you missed an episode and you want to go back and watch it. If you don't want to miss an episode, ring the notification bell. Then you won't ever miss an episode. If you don't have time to watch it, you just click watch, save to your watch later list. Then you won't forget to watch it. But if you do, it's on the playlist. Anyway, so day 2 of this trial yesterday. And I thought this was going to be like this boring old trial. Well, it's not. It's interesting. It's very interesting. This guy's quite the character, Mr. Hartung. We're going to be hearing way more about Mr. Hartung. The first witness on the stand is another crime scene investigator. Apparently, there were way more than one. It took them 80 hours, not just the one that we talked about yesterday with the drug charges, no convictions, but several other crime scene techs were on the scene and processing this, what they described as a massive crime scene, given all the knick-knack, bric-a-brac, knick-knack, bric-a-brac, give a dog a bone. I don't know how that goes. In any case, second crime scene technician takes the stand first thing in the morning. Another blonde woman. She doesn't really have much to add, except that she backed up the other girl and she was assisting her in spraying for blood. So they go in and they have a special chemical that they use that they can spray around, and it will tell them, it'll show up a certain color if there's blood there. So she spent like a couple of days just doing that, and she found blood on various items. And when they do find the blood, then they swab it for DNA and they send it back to be processed. The third witness, another crime scene technician, comes in. I believe he's also a police officer. He comes in, and I believe at this point they have probably finished the autopsies and they know the cause of death. I don't think initially they did, because the death occurred on the 28th of July. The bodies are found on the 31st. Now it's August 3rd. So I don't believe at the beginning that they knew there was a gun involved. Now they do know there's a gun involved. So this gentleman enters the home. As he's entering from the back door, the first thing you come to is a den. He looks in that den. On the far wall, there is a table lamp. It's one of those that would have a glass base, and then you turn the light on, and then it has the shade, and you can see that the glass is broken. So he takes a picture of that, several pictures. He's clearing the glass. He takes pictures of that, and he finds this copper jacketing for a bullet, a projectile. Never finds the casings, but they find this copper jacketing. as he's clearing it up, and then he moves the table and the lamp that the desk are on, that the lamp is on, moves the desk, and on the floor he finds another one. So at least 2 rounds were fired in this room. Doesn't ever find the actual projectile or the actual casing, but he finds the projectile, and both are expelled. When you shoot a gun, both come out of the gun. I don't know a lot about guns. Never found a gun. In the kitchen, he goes and he finds a Swiss Army case. Apparently, it's a Swiss Army case. He opens that up, takes pictures of everything in it. It was obviously something that was carried by Richard. His last name is Smith, Richard Smith, one of the victims. He carried that. His checkbook was in there. All of his bills were in there. So he takes pictures of all of that, dusts it for fingerprints, swabs it for DNA. And then later that day, he also responds, the same crime scene technician, to Donald Hartung's house, the man that's accused of killing these 3 people. He gets a call over there. There's a search warrant. He goes in and he's going to investigate that crime scene. He says it's a small 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. You go in, we see pictures of the bedroom, the 1 bedroom. It looks like a normal bedroom. Goes into the second, what should be a bedroom. It is not a bedroom, guys. Here's where it gets interesting. This is not a bedroom. I don't know what it is. We're going to find out. But when you walk in, there's a table, and it's covered with candles and knickknacks, bric-a-brac. Here we go again with the bric-a-brac. It runs in the family. Pentagrams. On the floor are these 2 carpets, just these 2 little area carpets, just set out very strategically in the middle of the floor. Then there's a card table off to one corner, same thing, all these candles and stuff. Then there's another chest where he opens the drawers and takes pictures of all these Wiccan books. So apparently witchcraft has something to do with Donald Hartung, or Donald Hartung has something to do with witchcraft. Is he a witch? I don't know. We're going to find out. I told you this was going to get interesting. He's a witch. I'm guessing. I don't know. This whole room. I don't know what this room is about. Don't know. Interesting to find out. In any case, he's searching for blood. He's using the chemical and he's looking for blood. He finds blood on the rugs. He finds blood on Donald Hartung's shoes that he's actually wearing. Takes them off, finds blood, takes possession of them. He finds blood on a hammer. And he also finds a box of .22 caliber bullets. Does not find a gun anywhere in Donald's house. So that was the extent of that investigator's involvement. Then we get on the stand a latent fingerprint examiner. So everything that was turned in that was processed for fingerprints, she tried to do a comparative analysis. And I think fingerprint is becoming really passe because very seldom are you getting matching fingerprints. You know, she didn't find anything that was of any value or she could determine matched anybody in this case. So that was a big bust. Then we get the federal investigator from the Homeland Security Investigation Department. So anytime someone dies that's in a federal government position, apparently, these are the men that and women, I suppose, that come down and investigate. They're officers. So their job really is to go into Richard's house, because he was a federal employee, and to get all the stuff, get everything. Anything that was assigned to him. They've got a list of everything that was assigned to him, you know, computers, BlackBerry, all that stuff. And their job is to take possession of it. And they get with the police, and the police say, just take it all, take all the electronics, and just let us know what you find. So they do. They take the iPads, the computer, everything, and they do investigate it all. And the conclusion was that there was nothing nefarious happening work-wise to elicit a murder. Like, he was just a computer technician. It was, you know, they went through all of his computers and his BlackBerry, and nothing that would lead to a conclusion that this was work related. So that was their involvement. Then we get a Walmart security, I forget what they call them at Walmart. There's a fancy name what Walmart has for their security guards. Loss prevention specialist. That's it. I remember now. Loss prevention specialist. Say that 3 times fast. So that person takes a stand. He testifies that John, the second half-brother that was murdered, he did work at Walmart. He was a cart pusher for 27 years. He pushed carts at the Walmart. He would come in the morning and work for a few hours every day. Somebody would give him a ride. There he would work, and then he would push the carts around, and then he would, sometimes he would buy some things, and then somebody would pick him up. And they did have video footage of that. He and Richard, I've seen video footage of both of them coming and going to work, and they look very similar, very they don't look like Donald at all. Donald's tall, skinny. These two are very stocky builds. The loss prevention specialist from Walmart testifies that he didn't have any issues with this man at work, no security issues, that sometimes he had some social issues because he was, you know, he's on the spectrum. That he was a very friendly person, so it's doubtful that anything that occurred at Walmart would have elicited a murder. Then the last person that we see is a very good friend of Richard's. She worked with him. She would leave every night with him. She would have lunch every day with him. They would text at night, but they weren't dating. That was never asked, but I didn't get the impression that they were dating. I just got the impression that they were really good friends. They had both worked there for a very long time. They were the same rank. She described that he was just very involved with his family. He had to cook them dinner every night but Tuesdays. He had to get his brothers to doctor's appointments, so she had never met his family. She testified the last time she saw him was when they both left work on that Tuesday night. They left about 6:15-ish. She actually followed him. They traveled the same route to get home up to a certain point where she stops at Subway. She said that was about 6:45. That's the last time she ever sees him. And she knew no reason why anybody would want to target Richard. She opted not to be on camera, and so we did not see her face, which I thought, you know, that's great. That's great that they have that option for those people. So that was the testimony yesterday. Yay. All right, I can't wait to find out. I believe today's testimony, actually the judge let them go early because he said the next witness is going to require a few hours. We're going to get to see the interrogation of Donald Hartung. This is going to be entertaining. Okay, I will bring you the highlights of that tomorrow. But first, let's do this day in history. So I did remember it. On this day in history, let me find it. Oh, wrong code. Wrong code. And Ozzy Osbourne, I know you guys know who Ozzy Osbourne is. He's just this crazy guy. Is he still alive? I think he is. I know his wife is still alive. We see her a lot. But On October 26, 1984, a fan of Ozzy Osbourne's commits suicide. Well, his parents file a lawsuit against Ozzy Osbourne saying that it was his music that inspired or influenced her son to commit suicide. He had recorded, his most recent album was The Blizzard of Oz. Now, I don't listen to Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, horrible. There was a song called Suicide Solution, and in this song it urged you to get the gun and try it. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Well, so they're like, when they found him, he had headphones on and he was playing Ozzy Osbourne in his headphones. So they attempted this. It's very, very difficult to prove that someone is incited, we know from the Capitol riots and the president that this is a very difficult thing to prove, that somebody famous has influenced someone else to do something. It's just really difficult to prove. And in this case, ultimately the judge ruled it was not foreseeable that your son would commit suicide by listening to this music. Ozzy Osbourne had no way to foresee that this would happen. He threw the case out. But very sad. Very sad. Anyhow, that is the show for Tuesday, October 26th. Again, don't forget the like button. He loves pumpkin, but get him a squash instead. Don't forget to subscribe if you made it all the way through today and you're not subscribed. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss another episode of Crafting and Crime Daily. And don't forget, I have a YouTube short where I'm doing a Diamond Art Club gift card giveaway. The giveaway will be October 31st, so you make sure you want to leave a comment on that video before Sunday, Halloween. Yeah, I'm celebrating my 200th episode of Crafting and Crime. Not my 200th episode on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for a couple of years. I've got way more than 200 episodes, but 200 episodes of this show. Anyhow, let's just relax and get to work, shall we? Gotta go to work. Work, work, work. Mm-hmm. Go buy a pumpkin. See you later.